What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you that you may see this bike on the channel again?
Six months. It's been 6 months since this bike's been on the channel, and not only has he not been on the channel, he's not been on the road, and in all that time he's been tucked in there gathering dust, with the exception of 2 weeks ago when I pulled him out to do my garage update video. But today's the day he hits the road again. So let's get Freedom moved out of the way and let's get the LXS out. Okay, so he is out. Well, that wasn't too bad. At least the work that I've done today wasn't too bad. So what have I done today? Well, I started off with a simple dusting off of the bike because he really had built up quite a lot of dust over the 6 months. So we dusted him off, checked his lights, checked his indicators, checked his horn, checked his brakes, make sure the brakes are still working fine, checked the brake lights, front and back. What else did I do? Check the tyre pressures, checked his chain to make sure that his chain hadn't gone rusty and seized, which I'm happy to say it hasn't. The bike has been stored inside, so I didn't think it was going to be a problem. But I'm happy to say that, yes, nice and clean and greased chain. However, 2 weeks ago when I pulled the bike out to do my garage update video, it was a different story. I decided that whilst I had the bike out, it'd be worth starting the bike. But of course, with the bike having sat there for 5.5 months, the battery was completely flat. And so that was a case of, okay, battery off and let's get it charged. Only getting the battery off on these LXSs isn't the easiest thing to do. If you have a Lexmoto LXS and you're wondering where your battery is or how to get it off, let me show you. It's not under the seat like most bikes. In fact, that seat is bolted into place, so it's a good job that the battery isn't under there. No, the battery is under this side panel right here, and the side panel itself is held on with one bolt and 3 plastic clips. There are 2 plastic clips just about there, and there's another one right at the front here. And with the bolt removed, the plastic panel will literally just pull off, but it will feel like you're going to break it, and you may break it because it is very tight. And with that panel out of the way, you could possibly get your battery out, but you will struggle because this panel's in the way. So for the sake of 3 bolts, you're better off just removing them. And then this panel will just slide completely out of your way. Now you can get to the rubber strap that's holding the battery in, and once you take the rubber strap off, the battery will slide out. You don't need to do any unbolting here. The battery will just slide out. Peel back the covers. Your battery's two more nuts, your battery's off.
And having taken the battery off the bike again, I decided enough was enough. It's time to get a battery charger tether wired in, because my Daytona, I've got a, well, what's it called, Optimate 3 battery charger, and so my Daytona has this battery tether wired in so that if and when her battery goes flat, I can just plug the charger in and get the bike charged up. Ironically, since doing her battery upgrade, her battery hasn't gone flat, but that's the theory anyway. And so with this bike I decided, right, let's get one of these wired in, because the battery's difficult to take off. Let's do this whilst the battery's off. Now, as I say, the seat is actually bolted into place, but the pillion seat is remarkably easy to get off. All you need is the key. And the seat is off, and just tucked in here quite nicely is the battery tether. Nice and simple. If the battery goes flat again, which it might do because the bike isn't used that often, it's simply just going to be a case of plug the charger in. None of that taking the battery off nonsense that we normally do. I must say, the timing of getting this bike back out is absolutely perfect, because of course last week I got the privilege of riding the LXR SE, and this week we're back on the LXS.
So what's next for this bike then? Well, once again, I genuinely don't know. I know it needs a damn good clean, because although it looks good, I have only dusted it off. You know, I've brushed the dust off from the last 6 months, but it could do with a damn good clean. But other than that, I genuinely don't know. Maybe the bike starts getting used regularly. Maybe it sits in the garage for the next 6 months. All I do know is that for today, I'm really glad to have had the opportunity to get back on this bike.